What's up everyone and welcome back to Blade Bias. I'm going to predict the comments in the last video and say that one of you asked, okay, so I have plateaued, or what if I haven't plateaued? What if I'm new? How do I improve in general? Because last episode we talked about like how to get out of a plateau or how to feel better, how you've kind of improved more than you think you have. But we didn't talk about how to actually get better at ballast song flipping, which is something that's on a lot of people's mind. People think the ballast song flipping is easier than it actually is. I know I grossly overestimated how easy it would be to learn when I first got my squiddy. And a lot of people do the same. I think that's why we see a lot of people kind of start flipping and then kind of drop out a few months in because they're not seeing the progress that they want. But the truth is that it's going to take a while to learn how to do this really, really well. Specifically, if you're going for the level of mastery that some people show on Instagram, you have people like Red Edge, Sagey, James Hill. It's going to take a long time. But I'm going to try and give you the tools that you need to get there eventually. Now, I will admit, I'm maybe not the best person to ask because my flow is terrible and I didn't really learn in the best way, but I'm going to give you tips that would have helped me back when I started out flipping. First one being resources. Big Flips has an do tutorials. Big Flips has an amazing channel dedicated to a bunch of different tricks, like the shortstop, or I think he has a helix aerial tutorial. He might not. If he doesn't, he definitely has like a Y2K or a Zen rollover tutorial. There is a difference, believe it or not. I think I got those right. I could have gotten them mixed up. Anyway. So use those resources. Go on those channels. Verde Blade does a lot of tutorials on Instagram. Use those resources to try and learn your tricks. But don't fall into the mistake that I did when I started learning, which is number 2, flow. Flow is how well that you can put your ballast song tricks together without making them look too sloppy or cut up. And I admittedly am not the best at this. Well, that's gone. Anyway, flow is a thing that a lot of people kind of neglect when they get in. I certainly did. It's the reason all my combos are kind of like cut up and there's moments where I like pause and it's kind of like that. You just have to learn how to do things and how to put them into a combo. For example, one of the first tricks that you learn is this. It's just a very simple standard grip to ice pick grip transfer. And a lot of people, this is one of my other tips actually, a lot of people might think, oh, that's stupid, why would I learn that? But just as we were talking about in the other video, by learning that, you are understanding how your ballast song is going to react. You're becoming more of a master of how to do things. But also, that trick that looks so useless might be a part of something cooler that you learn down the line. For example, that exact move is how you do a knuckle duster. You do that, throw it over your knuckles, and then you catch it. So learn those early tricks that look kind of stupid because they will teach you a lot. But anyway, flow. Using that same example, you can do this all the live long day, but it's not going to help you in a combo. So maybe you go, okay, you're looking at it and you go, okay, so right here, for example, the knuckle duster, I can throw that around and then try and catch it. And that's super cool. And I kind of did this in the early days. You learn something called the transpose, which is this. And it looks super kind of dumb until you realize, oh, from this position, I can do that. And then from here, I can do a chaplain. I'm trying to think of things that people who are learning the transpose would be able to do. So flow is like this huge thing, and that you have to make sure that you're good at it. So instead of just drilling things over and over and just going, okay, shortstop, shortstop, shortstop. It is good to do that, obviously, because you're going to learn that way. But then go, okay, what can I do? I can stop it here, and then that's essentially just a half orbit. and then I can go back around my thumb and do like a helix aerial or something. You know what I mean? So learn how to incorporate these new tricks that you're learning into combos to make them look not only cooler, but to make your flow a lot better. And finally, the last piece of advice is a pretty standard one. Practice, practice, practice. What I like to do, and you can change this up however you want, is I learn 3 moves at a time. And you can do 1 or 2, or you can do 5. Just don't overwhelm yourself. You want to pick a number where you have enough understanding of each of the moves, but you can also still practice them efficiently. For me right now, those main 3 moves are the parabolic, which I'm still trying to get down consistently. Then you have the pinky catch that I showed off last episode that I still kind of can't do. And then finally, I'm also trying to get down the helix to 0G chaplain to whip rollover, because I just can't get it very smooth. So I'm trying to smooth that up. And then what I do is in my combos, as I'm just like flipping throughout the week, I'll just like throw a pinky aerial or a pinky catch and try and see if I can do it. And if I've gotten to the point, like the pinky catch right now, I'm feeling like I need to go and just drill it, which is probably what I'm going to do after I'm done recording here. If you're struggling with one of the particular tricks, drill it, and then it will help you like learn it better. But specifically like my parabolics are pretty good. I just have to get them more consistent. And that's going to happen if when I'm flipping, I just kind of do them, you know? And they'll naturally smooth out. And that's kind of how I learn. That's always how I've learned. Obviously it went down, like sometimes it would just be 1 trick or 2 tricks, but I would add them into that regiment, and now I would be able to not only learn simultaneously how to incorporate them into combos, but also just learn how to do them in general and smooth them out. The twirl ladder is a great example of this. I added it to a ton of my combos, and now I can do it pretty consistently, and I can add it to a lot of my different combos to make it look pretty good. Anyway, those are my 3 or 4, I don't remember how many I said exactly, 3 or 4 main tips to improving. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.